Greetings from the road. Continuing on my way to Chickasha. I drove 600 miles yesterday to be here this morning to show these two spectacular vehicles off. And here is Larry Azevedo and his lovely wife Lorna. Larry's been a longtime resident of Albuquerque. He has a 12 Touring similar to this, but a different color. And I asked him, and he won't trade for this one because he's so used to it. But I want him to talk a little bit. He's a current president of the MTFCA, which is a thankless job. And I don't know why his wife lets him do it. But I'm going to zoom in, and he's going to tell you how he got started in the hobby. I'll point this out. We have a mutual friend named Rich Hershey who lives in Hollister, California. This is Rich's AA wrecker, which is really rare. It's one of 7 left of 500 and some made, and it's a California wrecker. But Larry's going to tell you how I'd like him to start off when he first got the bug for the hobby, but I want him to include how his dad knew Ed Archer. And if you don't know Ed Archer, he drives the yellow Bullet. But I'll turn it over to Larry and shut up now, and he's going to talk with Lorna. And take it away, Larry.
All right, well, hi Jim and anyone else that's watching. This is my spouse Lorna, who loves Model Ts maybe even more than I do. So I've got the perfect spouse. Let's start with my dad and Ed Archer. My dad was born in 1920, and he was about 15 years younger than, or older than Ed Archer. They met in Santa Clara, up near San Jose, California, in around 1970-71. And I think we first met when we went to something that was called a speedster run up in San Jose, the Santa Clara speedster run, either in 71 or 72. I had restored a speedster in 66 when I was in high school, and we heard about the speedster run, so we just drove up to see what was going on, and we saw all these 30 or 40 Model T cut down speedsters running 200 miles on dirt roads, and we fell in love. And the next year we signed up, and then since then my dad, sister, brother, and myself went on a variety of those speedster runs. Anyway, Ed Archer at that time was in his youth, and if you've seen the other video, he was selling ice cream. He had a mustache. At one time he was working on the world's record mustache. He had a mustache about this wide.
Oh my goodness.
And it curled up like that. It took him hours to get it all waxed. And when he started the speedster run, it was sitting out there beautiful. And then when he finished the speedster run, it was just hanging down like this. But Ed has been a great friend of our family for many years, and we've had a lot of good times with Ed. My dad got started with Model Ts because he was during the Depression. He had Model Ts, and he was afraid when he started his well drilling business. He was afraid the Model T was going to disappear from the face of the earth, and he wanted his kids to know what a Model T was.
Oh boy! So
he collected parts from farmers that just gave him parts for Model Ts over the years, and I grew up with a 1917 Model T, partially restored, sitting in our garage next to our family car. And when I was 14, we got it running, and I drove that car for the first time, sitting on the gas tank around the city block when I was 14, and I was obviously hooked. And we continued collecting and playing with old cars, and that 17 Roadster went from my family to several other friends.